Close your eyes and listen carefully. Can you hear the gentle rhythm of rain falling across wooden roofs, each drop arriving like a soft footstep in the night? Somewhere nearby, water gathers along the curved edge of cedar eaves before releasing itself in slow, patient drips into a stone basin below. There is a quiet music here, not performed, not arranged, simply unfolding as it has for centuries. Imagine the soft, wooden click of a bamboo water feature moving in the garden, a hollow note that rises, pauses, and fades into stillness. Can you hear the faint whisper of a matcha whisk brushing against the smooth interior of a ceramic bowl? That delicate sound, shook, shook, blending with the steady breathing of the rain. Tonight, we step gently back into a midnight in Kyoto more than 400 years ago. Let the sounds of rainwater touching cedar wood melt away the tension of the day. Let the slow cadence of this ancient place guide your thoughts toward quiet, toward rest. You are safe here, and the night is waiting. The rain has been falling for hours, not in sudden bursts, not in restless waves, but in a steady, unbroken rhythm that softens the edges of the world. The narrow streets of old Kyoto glisten beneath the faint glow of lantern light, reflections trembling like brushstrokes upon dark ink. You walk slowly along a path of worn stones, their surfaces polished smooth by countless travelers over generations. Each step lands softly, accompanied by the gentle hush of rain meeting earth. The air is cool and carries the scent of wet soil, moss, and distant wood smoke drifting from unseen hearths. Somewhere far away, thunder murmurs, not as a disturbance, but as a reminder of the vast sky stretching unseen beyond the clouds. Ahead, through the mist, a small tea-house emerges. Its silhouette is humble yet welcoming, roof tiles darkened by rain, wooden beams aged to a deep, quiet brown. A warm glow spills faintly from within, diffused through paper screens that shimmer softly in the night. As you approach, the sound of rain changes. What was once a distant whisper becomes a gentle presence, droplets tapping against the roof above, sliding along curved tiles, gathering before falling in slow intervals to the ground below. You step beneath the wide overhang of the eaves. Here, the rain feels different, still audible, yet softened, like a conversation heard from another room. Water drips steadily into a stone basin nearby, each drop creating a clear tone that echoes briefly before dissolving into the night. Pause for a moment. Feel the subtle shift in temperature as the humid air of the storm meets the calm coolness sheltered beneath the roof. The scent of aged cedar rises from the wooden porch, carrying a warmth that feels deeply reassuring. Remove your shoes slowly, placing them neatly beside the entrance, a small gesture of respect for the quiet space within. Your feet touch the smooth surface of the Engawa porch. The wood feels cool, faintly textured beneath your skin, holding the memory of countless seasons, summer heat, autumn winds, winter snow, and nights like this one when rain falls without hurry. Before you, a sliding door waits. Its paper surface glows softly from the lantern light inside, revealing faint silhouettes, the outline of a low table perhaps, or the gentle curve of a hanging scroll. With a slow, careful motion, you slide the door open. The room reveals itself gradually. Tatami mats stretch across the floor in calm, orderly patterns, their woven surfaces catching the warm glow of a single lantern resting quietly in one corner. The light is soft, neither bright nor dim, just enough to illuminate without disturbing the peaceful atmosphere. The scent of tatami greets you, fresh yet earthy, like sun-warmed grass after rain. Inside, the world feels immediately quieter. The thick walls and natural materials absorb sharp sounds, leaving only gentle layers, the steady rainfall beyond, the soft murmur of wind moving through distant bamboo, and the faint simmer of water heating somewhere nearby. You step inside and gently close the door behind you. The outside world does not disappear. It remains present through sound, but its urgency fades, replaced by a sense of calm enclosure. Take a moment to look around. An alcove rests along one wall, holding a simple arrangement, a hanging scroll brushed with elegant calligraphy, its ink strokes flowing like a quiet river, and beside it a small arrangement of moss and branches gathered from the garden, still glistening faintly with rain. Nothing here is excessive. Every object has space to breathe. Every detail invites stillness. You move slowly across the tatami and sit, allowing your body to settle comfortably. The firm yet gentle surface supports you effortlessly, encouraging your muscles to release their tension. Listen again. Rain continues its patient rhythm above, each drop distinct, yet blending into a soothing whole. Occasionally, a heavier drop falls from a leaf outside, landing with a soft, resonant tone. Somewhere within the house, a kettle hums quietly over charcoal, a low, steady sound that resembles wind passing through distant pine trees. Breathe in deeply. The air carries subtle fragrances, cedar wood warmed by time, faint incense lingering like a memory, and the clean mineral scent of rain drifting through unseen gaps. With each exhale, allow your thoughts to slow. Imagine the countless nights that have unfolded within these walls, travelers resting from long journeys, quiet conversations shared over tea, moments of silent reflection as storms passed overhead. Tonight, you join that gentle continuity. The lantern flickers slightly as a breeze moves somewhere beyond the walls, shadows shifting softly across the tatami like slow-moving clouds. Outside, bamboo leaves brush against one another with a delicate rustle. The storm does not intrude, it accompanies. Time seems to loosen its grip. There is nowhere to hurry, nothing to complete, only this quiet presence, this simple moment of shelter and warmth. Perhaps you notice the feeling of being held, not by anything visible, but by the harmony of sounds, textures, and gentle light that surrounds you. Your breathing naturally slows to match the rhythm of rain. Inhale, calm. Exhale, release. The teahouse seems to breathe with you. Wood gently settles, charcoal glows softly, and the night continues its steady unfolding beyond the walls. You have crossed the threshold, not only of a place, but of a quieter state of mind. Here in this small room in old Kyoto, the world feels simple again, and the rain continues to fall, patiently, endlessly, like a lullaby whispered across centuries. What did silence sound like 400 years ago? Perhaps it sounded like this. A quiet room held gently within wooden walls, while rain traces patient paths across tiled roofs. A single lantern glows softly, illuminating tatami woven by careful hands, each strand carrying the quiet memory of seasons long past. You remain seated where you settled, feeling the subtle warmth gathered within the room. The storm outside continues, yet its presence feels distant now, softened by layers of wood, paper, and time. Notice the way the lantern light rests upon the floor. It does not shine harshly. Instead, it spreads like a calm pool, revealing delicate textures, faint lines in the tatami, the natural grain of timber beams, the quiet imperfections that give the room its gentle character. Shadows drift slowly across the shoji screens. Outside, rainwater slides down their translucent surfaces in delicate streaks, occasionally catching the lantern's glow before disappearing into darkness. Beyond them lies the garden, unseen but deeply felt, where moss drinks quietly and stones glisten beneath the falling rain. A distant flash of lightning touches the sky beyond the hills, its brightness softened into a gentle glow that passes across the screens like a slow breath. Then darkness returns. Listen closely. The tettle continues its low murmur, a soft, continuous hum, often described as the sound of wind moving through pine branches high on a mountain slope. It is a sound meant not to draw attention, but to accompany stillness. Each moment here unfolds without urgency. You become aware of small details. The faint settling of wood as the house responds to the cool night air, the subtle movement of the lantern flame, the nearly imperceptible creak of a beam adjusting its weight. Even these quiet sounds feel comforting, reminders that the space around you is alive in its own gentle way. The scent of incense lingers faintly, It carries a delicate fragrance, earthy, slightly sweet, reminiscent of forest soil after rain. With each breath, it grounds your awareness, inviting your thoughts to settle like leaves upon still water. Allow your breathing to slow. Inhale softly through your nose, noticing the coolness of the air. Exhale gently, releasing any tension you may still carry. Outside, droplets gather along the edges of bamboo leaves. When they grow heavy enough, they fall, one by one, creating soft notes that echo briefly through the garden. This rhythm repeats endlessly. Within the alcove, the hanging scroll seems almost to glow. Its brushstrokes, bold yet fluid, reflect a philosophy of simplicity, a reminder that beauty often resides in what is left unsaid. The small arrangement of moss and branches beside it holds tiny beads of moisture, shimmering faintly in the lantern light. Imagine how many evenings like this have passed within these walls. Storms arriving with the turning of seasons, quiet nights of reflection, the steady presence of rain accompanying generations who sought calm in this space. Time feels layered here, like soft echoes overlapping gently. Your thoughts begin to slow even further. The mind, so often filled with plans and concerns, finds nothing demanding its attention, only the soft interplay of sound and stillness. Listen again. Rain upon the roof, steady and patient. Water dripping into the stone basin, clear and measured. The quiet hum of the kettle, constant and soothing. The faint whisper of wind moving through distant trees. Together, these sounds form a natural harmony, a living architecture of silence. You may notice a subtle shift within yourself. Shoulders softening, jaw relaxing, breath becoming deeper without effort. The room seems to encourage this release, as though its very design invites calm to settle naturally. A gentle draft moves through the space, barely perceptible, carrying with it the cool freshness of rain-washed air. The lantern flickers slightly, shadows flowing slowly across the walls like drifting clouds. Outside, thunder murmurs far away, so distant it feels like the earth itself turning quietly. The unseen host moves somewhere within the house, footsteps soft upon wooden floors. There is no rush, only the quiet assurance of practiced movement. A presence that maintains the gentle balance of the space without disturbing its stillness. Moments pass unnoticed. You find yourself simply listening. In this listening, something subtle happens. The boundary between sound and silence becomes less distinct. Each gentle noise seems to arise from stillness and return to it like ripples fading across a calm pond. Notice how the air feels, neither warm nor cool, but balanced. The charcoal brazier radiates a soft heat that gently counters the dampness of the night, creating a sense of comfort that spreads gradually through your body. Your hands rest loosely. Your breathing remains steady. The rain continues its quiet conversation with the earth outside. Perhaps you imagine stepping briefly into the garden, feeling soft moss beneath your feet, hearing water gather along stone edges, sensing the calm presence of old trees standing patiently through countless seasons.
But for now, you remain within the shelter of the room, safe, held, at ease. The architecture around you does more than provide physical space. It shapes experience. The low ceiling encourages stillness, the natural textures invite awareness, and the gentle light softens perception. Nothing here demands attention. Everything simply exists. And in this simplicity, the mind finds rest. Another distant flash of lightning illuminates the sky beyond the mountains, casting a faint glow through the screens before fading once more into night. Rain continues, steady, reassuring, timeless. You sit quietly, breathing slowly, feeling as though the rhythm of the storm and the quiet of the room have become part of the same gentle flow. The night deepens, and the silence grows even more profound, not empty, but rich with subtle presence. Here, in this small tea house in old Kyoto, you experience a kind of quiet that feels both ancient and immediate, a stillness that welcomes you without expectation. Let yourself remain here a little longer. Remain where you are, resting comfortably within the quiet embrace of the tea house. The rain continues outside, steady and reassuring, like a soft curtain drawn gently across the night. Within these wooden walls, warmth gathers, subtle, welcoming, carried by the quiet glow of charcoal resting beneath an iron kettle. Listen closely. From somewhere nearby comes the faint sound of movement, slow, deliberate footsteps upon polished wood. Each step is unhurried, placed with care, as though the night itself is guiding the rhythm. A presence enters the room, calm, composed, bringing with it a sense of quiet purpose. Before you, simple objects are arranged with gentle precision. A ceramic bowl rests upon the tatami, its surface smooth, yet bearing the subtle irregularities of handcraft, small variations that reflect the patience of the artisan who shaped it long ago. Beside it lies a bamboo scoop, pale and slender, its curve soft like the arc of a falling leaf. There is no rush, only quiet attention. The kettle's low murmur grows slightly more audible as it is lifted, steam rising slowly into the lantern's glow. Wisps of warmth drift upward, carrying a faint mineral scent, clean, comforting, reminiscent of mountain springs. Hot water is poured gently into the bowl. The sound is soft, a delicate stream meeting ceramic, echoing briefly before settling into stillness. Steam curls into the air, dissolving into the room like a quiet breath. A small measure of finely ground tea is added. The powder rests like green silk at the bottom of the bowl, its color deep and vibrant, carrying the fresh aroma of fields after rain, subtle notes of earth, grass, and quiet vitality. Now listen. The bamboo whisk touches the surface. At first, there is only a faint whisper, barely audible, as fine bristles meet liquid. Then the motion begins, slow, circular, steady. A soft, rhythmic brushing sound emerges, delicate yet soothing, blending seamlessly with the gentle rainfall beyond the walls. Each movement feels intentional, a quiet meditation expressed through motion. The whisk moves with grace, guided by practiced hands. There is no excess, only what is needed, each gesture reflecting a harmony between effort and ease. As the tea begins to froth, tiny bubbles form upon the surface, catching the lantern light like small stars shimmering in a tranquil sky. The aroma deepens. Warm, grassy notes mingle with the faint scent of charcoal and aged wood, creating an atmosphere both grounding and serene. You watch quietly. The simple act of preparation becomes a kind of silent conversation between hand and water, between movement and stillness, between the present moment and centuries of tradition carried gently forward. Outside, rain continues its patient rhythm. Occasionally, a heavier drop falls from the eaves into the stone basin, its clear tone echoing softly, a natural counterpoint to the whispering whisk. The bowl is turned slightly, aligning its most beautiful angle toward you, a gesture of quiet respect. It is lifted carefully and offered. You receive it with both hands. The ceramic feels warm, comforting, grounding you more deeply in the moment. Its surface carries subtle textures beneath your fingers, faint ridges and curves that speak of craftsmanship shaped slowly over time. Pause for a moment. Feel the warmth spreading gently through your hands, traveling slowly up your arms, inviting your shoulders to soften even further. Bring the bowl close. Steam rises softly, carrying its delicate fragrance, fresh, calming, quietly invigorating. Take a slow sip. The taste unfolds gently, a soft bitterness balanced by subtle sweetness, like the quiet interplay between night and dawn. The warmth flows through you, settling deep within, bringing a sense of quiet clarity. Another sip. Outside, wind brushes lightly through bamboo leaves, their soft rustling blending with the rain's steady cadence. Inside, the room remains still, a sanctuary of simple presence. As you drink,
Notice how each small action feels complete in itself. Nothing rushed, nothing forced. The world seems to move at a different pace here, measured not by urgency, but by awareness. The bowl rests lightly in your hands. Its warmth continues to radiate softly, like a small hearth held gently between your palms. You take one final sip. A quiet sense of gratitude arises, not directed toward anything specific, but simply present, like the calm after rain. The bowl is returned with a gentle motion. The whisk is cleaned slowly, its bristles rinsed and placed carefully aside. Each movement is performed with the same quiet attention that began the ritual, as though every gesture carries equal importance. Steam from the kettle rises steadily, its soft murmur continuing like a lullaby beneath the night. You remain seated, feeling deeply at ease. Outside, the rain has softened slightly, falling now in finer strands that shimmer faintly in the lantern glow beyond the screens. The simple ritual lingers, not as a memory, but as a quiet presence within you. Your breathing remains slow and steady. The warmth of the tea settles comfortably, encouraging a sense of gentle relaxation that spreads through your body. Listen again. Rain upon the roof, the faint hum of water simmering, the distant whisper of wind, the subtle quiet of the room itself, all of it blending into a peaceful harmony. In this moment, nothing is required of you. There is nowhere else to be. The night continues its patient unfolding, and you rest within its calm rhythm, supported by the quiet traditions of this small tea house, sheltered from the world beyond. Allow your eyes to grow heavy if they wish. Let the steady sounds carry you gently, like a slow river moving through a tranquil landscape. The ritual is complete, and the calm remains. The night has grown deeper. Rain continues its gentle descent over the rooftops of Kyoto, each drop softer now, as though the storm itself has grown tired and settled into a peaceful rhythm. Within the tea house, a quiet stillness rests like a soft blanket over everything, over the tatami beneath you, over the low table, over the lantern whose flame flickers faintly in the calm air. Listen carefully. The sounds have changed. What was once a steady rainfall now feels like a distant whisper, individual droplets arriving with long pauses between them, touching wood and stone with quiet patience. Somewhere outside, water gathers along the edges of leaves before falling, slow, measured, gentle. The kettle, which hummed steadily through the earlier hours, has grown quieter. Only a faint warmth remains within its iron walls, like the last glow of embers after a long evening fire. You remain seated comfortably, feeling the subtle weight of calm settling deeper within you. Your breathing is slow, effortless. With each inhale, cool night air carries the faint scent of rain-washed earth drifting through unseen openings in the house. With each exhale, tension releases quietly, dissolving into the stillness. Imagine the world beyond the tea house. Narrow streets glistening under dim lanterns, wooden gates closed for the night, distant rooftops shining softly beneath a thin veil of mist. The entire city rests. Even the wind seems to move more gently now, brushing softly through bamboo groves, creating a quiet rustle that rises and fades like a distant sigh. Within the room, shadows deepen. The lantern's glow grows softer, casting long shapes that seem almost to breathe with the slow rhythm of the night. You notice the comforting presence of the walls around you, sturdy yet warm, holding space for this quiet moment. Nothing is expected, nothing is required, only presence. Outside, a distant roll of thunder murmurs once more, far beyond the hills, so soft it feels less like a sound and more like a memory of sound. Rain continues in delicate patterns, a slow lullaby that has no beginning and no end. Your body feels heavier now, supported by the tatami beneath you. Muscles release their effort, shoulders soften, the mind drifts like a cloud moving across a quiet sky. In this late hour, time feels suspended. There are no clocks here, only the subtle unfolding of night, the gradual shift from darkness toward the first hints of morning still hidden beyond the horizon. Perhaps you imagine the garden outside, moss glowing faintly with moisture, stones resting quietly beneath droplets, a small basin reflecting the dim light of the sky. Water gathers, falls, and returns again, repeating its gentle cycle. Within the tea house, warmth remains, not strong, but comforting, like the quiet presence of a companion who sits nearby without speaking. You feel safe, sheltered, at ease. The memory of tea lingers faintly, a soft warmth within your chest, a reminder of simple care and attention. Breathing remains slow and natural. The sounds around you blend into a seamless tapestry. Rain, distant wind, the soft settling of wood. Thoughts come and go without effort. There is no need to follow them, only